everyone, and welcome back to the RMTV Women's Podcast. This is episode 159. I actually knew that this week and I didn't have to search for it.
I love that.
So I'm really happy with myself for that. Another week, another podcast from us two. It's been a good few weeks with Liverpool. We've had this discussion many a time on the podcast lately.
Yeah.
And we continued that really nice run of form with a nice 6-0 win in the FA Cup on Sunday against Lincoln City. I don't know if anyone watched. I need to point this out because I just spoke about it all day Sunday. I don't know if anyone watched our podcast last week and then also watched the Amphit Rap podcast on the Monday before. Neil described it as we were playing Nettleham.
Oh my god, I was so confused.
And it was down as Nettleham when you Googled Liverpool women's fixtures, and I was like, what? Like, how?
Where even is Nettleham?
Yeah, I don't know. And like, he made a joke to you, and it didn't. He was like, "Is that a derby for you?" And everyone was just like, "Ew, like what?"
On this joke, I was so confused. I just went but I didn't get
it. They just do voice for this, but obviously we're all on Zoom. We can see each other. And I was just looking at you, and you were like, This was your face, just pure confusion.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just as confused as you. Turns out we were playing Lincoln City.
I thought we were. I was so confused.
Yeah, but
look, I've even got the programme, and it says Lincoln City.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say, Neil, you messed everyone up there. Okay.
It was all a bit mad.
You really threw us off. And I'm pretty sure I described them as Nettleham then in our podcast because I think we filmed like the day after.
Oh, did we?
So I was like really confused the whole time, but it's fine. We beat them 6-0. It was a bit of I think the first half especially was a bit of a weird one. We weren't playing amazing, but we had chances. We had chances to go forward. We hit the post a couple of times, and then all of a sudden, Leighanne Robe just comes along and is like, I'm just going to sort this out myself. Yeah. And scores a couple of goals at half time. So I think it was 2-0 at half time. I want to say 2-0 at half time. So you're going into half time like what has just happened because it was just so all over the place that first half. Leighanne Robe then finished the game with a hat-trick, and I want to talk about this first because I'm still not over it. Obviously gets 2 headers and then Liverpool get a penalty in the second half, which Roby said that she wasn't going to take. It's all down to Matt Beard saying let Roby take it, which is I think is very nice. And she scores and gets the hat-trick, and she waited three and a bit years to score 1 goal for Liverpool. And then 3 come along in 21 minutes, and you're like, what has just happened there?
Crazy. What a woman, by the way. And you know what? Sometimes it just takes games like that, magic of the FA Cup is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a player to sort of go, nah, I ain't having this. And just take the game by the scruff of the neck. And obviously post-match, Matt Beard was like, she wasn't even supposed to be there for one of the corners, and then she got her head to it and scored. Which is quite funny. Yeah, you know, we've waited so long for a Leighanne Robe goal, and to be brutally honest, before anyone had said that was her first goal, I'd forgotten that she'd not scored for us. So I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, well, it's a weird one because she scored in a penalty shootout earlier on in the season, and I think those goals should count because you've scored in a game. You know what I mean? Those games go to pens, so that should count. But apparently they don't.
Right.
So she has scored a penalty for us, but for some reason it just doesn't count. So technically they were her first goals for Liverpool. But yeah, it's just it was just so mad. I think she was so surprised because she obviously did the post match at the end. If you haven't seen that, we'll link it above because it was a really good little post match interview with Roby there. But yeah, just I needed to get that out the way first because that was such a mad thing to witness. But I'm absolutely buzzing for her. Buzzing that we got to see it in the flesh as well. But
Yeah.
that's
I
also
think
great.
you could see like from everyone else's reaction on social media as well, like how much of a great team morale it is at the minute, and like when a player that's probably one of our more senior players at the minute
Mm.
manages to get on the score sheet and make a difference. And to be honest, she's been really consistent all season, in a defensive way, and to see get on the score sheet it's great. And I hope she does it again this weekend.
Oh, we'd love it. We'd absolutely love it. It obviously was a bit of a rotated team,
Mm-hmm.
with it being the cup and stuff like that. Obviously, Charlotte Clark was in goal for us. I thought she did really well.
She didn't really
Lincoln,
have much to do, to be fair.
she didn't have much to, but she did make a couple of saves, which were important. But yeah, just those. I think she'll take away a lot of confidence from that game because although it wasn't loads to do for her. When she did have something to do, she did it well.
Yeah.
So she'll take plenty of confidence from that. And I just think the fact that Law's got a rest is just like makes my heart happy because I mentioned it last week. Her groin is on thin ice. I feel like so she needed that rest. So yeah, I was happy to.
And
Not,
also,
not that I was happy that she didn't play, but I was happy that
yeah,
she didn't play.
I feel like also there's probably a word for Carla Humphrey. I mean, she assisted Roby 3 times, which is incredible. And I
Yeah.
thought that her set piece delivery this week was this last week's or the last game was incredible. And to be honest, I sort of said this on when we were watching the game, like she's not really had that much game time over the course of this season. And I think we were chatting with Emma Sanders, and it's very much like if we get back into WSL, that's where she'll sort of thrive. And she kind of just had to get settled in this team for the time being before she then progresses on to play in the WSL. Fingers crossed. But I think every time she's played, she's been really great. And I didn't realize how good of a set piece taker she was until
Yeah.
the game, and I thought she was great. She was linking up play really well, being really strong against them, and showed how much she can sort of shine in a way. So I feel like we've got a lot more to see from Carla Humphrey, but we got a good taster of it against Lincoln for sure.
Yeah, and she played very well against Spurs in the cup the few days before that as well. So, yeah, just I'm really excited. It's weird, isn't it? Because you want to see more of it, but we've spoken about the consistency in our team so much this season that you don't want to constantly chop and change players,
Yeah.
and it just so happens to be that Holland, Bo Kearns, all those players have
Yeah.
thrived this season that you don't want to take them out. So yeah, it's nice to see that when Humphries is called upon that she
The job
can
done
do the job.
and
Yeah,
excel.
can
Yeah.
do the job well. So yeah, like you said, it's she's definitely one for the WSL. I think
Mm-hmm.
everyone knows that she's a WSL player, so she's definitely one for if and when hopefully we get promotion next season. But yeah, obviously Liverpool advanced to the fifth round of the FA Cup now. We do play Arsenal in that fixture, which is a nice one. I think I like when you play the big teams because obviously you get to see those teams perform. But
Mm-hmm.
I do think we do have I don't know, we want to be playing against these sides, so I think it sometimes gives the team a little bit more of a boost.
Mm.
I felt like that against when we played Spurs.
And when we
Um,
played United a few seasons ago, and we ended up winning that game. I think that's enough.
yeah,
We seem to just we're able to just step it up a little bit.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and like when we played Villa earlier on the season as well, like
Mm.
we were the better side that day. So yeah, it's the only thing is that game is set to be played on the 27th of February, which is when the Carabao Cup final is the men's Carabao Cup final.
Whoever does this
Um,
scheduling is really not my friend.
yeah, so obviously Liverpool men play Chelsea in that final. So um, the women's side have asked for that game to be rearranged to. I'm pretty sure they said the Saturday before, which is doable, I think. So it just allows fans to be able to sort of to to attend both of those games and watch both of those games if they want to. So that's definitely fingers crossed for that gets moved to the 26th.
I hope so.
Because that's going to be a really, really good game and not one that you don't want to watch. So yeah, hopefully that does. We'll obviously keep our eyes peeled and stuff. We'll have to know sometime this week or next week, hopefully, if that gets postponed or moved about.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Another player that we have to single out is Taylor Hines, and obviously she signed a new contract for Liverpool Women on Monday morning.
What a woman.
Very happy about that. What a woman. She has been by far our most consistent player all season.
I agree.
She's just like, I think she did an interview a couple of months ago where she said that she's really, really focused on being the best player that she can be. She's changed her diet, she's changed her routine, she's changed everything. Yeah, like she's changed everything in order to be better, and it's clearly done something right, because she's been absolutely incredible for Liverpool Women so far this season. Defo player of the season so far, I reckon. Like I said, just the consistency of her, and she's only 22 still as well. Like there's so much more room for development and growth still.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've been able to tie her down, because I feel like a lot of clubs would have been interested in her in the summer.
Yeah.
Which would have been an interesting one. I mean, they still can obviously, but the fact that she signed a new deal makes it a lot harder for them. So yeah, I'm really really happy that she signed a new deal. But yeah, what have you made of her this season so far?
I feel like we speak about this quite a lot, and we've mentioned her quite a few times. I think we spoke about her on the Anfield Wrap as well the other day. Maybe not the other day, but at some point. And I definitely agree with what you're saying, that she definitely is one of our most consistent players of the season. I think even compared to last season, how she is this season, she's just that extra yard quicker. She's got a more, she's got a more accurate first touch. She knows what place to be. She's getting in on the goal. She's assisting. She's passing players down and doing the overlap. Like, she's added so many more things to a game that she's really hard to play against, I can imagine. I mean, and if you're coming up against her, it's really hard to defend her. And I think previously she's been more of a defender, but she's kind of turned into a wing back more. So she does both the dirty work, and then when we drop to a back three, she goes then up the wing with Wardlaw or Roberts the other side, whoever it is. So she's definitely taken on more of an advanced role this season, and I think it benefits her because she has that pace now. And she's not shy of putting a tackle in either. Was it against Lincoln or was it Watford that she was getting absolutely battered? But like every single time got back up and kept the composure. Whereas if it was me, I'd have whacked them in the head. Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't really. I'd be too scared. But so she just gets stuck in there, and I think that shows in like the goals and the assists that she's had. I mean, she's probably one of the smallest people on the pitch, but she scored 2 goals with her head this season. So it's bizarre, but you got to give her credit, and the fact that she captained first time on Sunday, I think, was a really special moment. And to then get a contract the day after, or announce a contract the day after, must have been incredible. And she deserves everything she gets, because she is a great player, and I think she's come on leaps and bounds since she was at Everton here, and I think she obviously worked well with Matt Beard, and he's getting the best out of her, and hopefully that continues, because I think she'll absolutely thrive in the WSL. I really think she will.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed. Because she's going to be such a brilliant player for the future as well.
I think if she can keep fit, she's going to be up there for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So we obviously then back to league action on Sunday then. We do play, and I feel like we haven't had a league game for ages, because it's just been so heavy, like cup games the last couple of weeks, and obviously we had a bit of a break in between that as well. So back in league action on Sunday, Coventry City at home. Obviously Coventry are bottom of the league at the minute. Obviously haven't gone through that little bit of a tough time that they had a couple of weeks ago. So, it should be a relatively easy game for Liverpool, you'd like to think. You're putting your money on Liverpool to win this game on Sunday, but you never know. I never like to make assumptions like that, because
we usually always get proved wrong.
We do, so we're not gonna do that. But it'll be an interesting game, and I think you'll obviously see a bit more of a. There'll be more players come back into the
Yeah,
team, so you're more likely to see Lawsy in goal, and
yeah.
it's nice that Kerry Holland's got some minutes back in after having COVID. So you'd like to see her start on Sunday, and
Oh, back in as well.
Bo back in the midfield and stuff. So I think it'll be a bit more of a changed 11 again on Sunday. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of forward line he goes with, because he's liked the idea of Stengel and Keenan up front, but then he's also picked either or as
Yeah.
well. So it'll be interesting to see which one he goes for.
Yeah, I don't think you can not play Katie Stengel at the minute.
No.
She's been, I think I wrote on one of my notes is that she's just settled in sublimely, like so well. Which usually when we've noticed with Kerry and when she came over from America, you find that they have this sort of adjustment period where they're like, oh, this is a bit weird, different style, more technical, whatever. But she's just straight in there. Obviously getting the goal against Watford I think helped, and I think we said it in the podcast last week, once you get your first goal the pressure's off then, so then you can really play a little bit more, and I think that's what you see is happening. She's just such a presence on the pitch, it's incredible. I mean, it helps that she's tall, but like she almost like bullies people off the ball, and she's not afraid to drive at them, and if you have someone like that of driving at you, it just puts terrors into the defence, and they're like, oh my god. So she's just such a great attacking minded player, and I think she's going to score many goals in a Liverpool shirt, whether that's in the Championship or the WSL. I think she's going to score a great amount.
Yeah, and I think her goal at the weekend was amazing as well.
Phenomenal.
She was finding herself in loads of space, and sometimes when strikers have that opportunity, they're kind of like a deer in headlights, because they don't realise how much they have. So, but she was so composed, chested down, took another touch, and just fired it into the net. And it's like that's what you need in front of goal. You need that composure, and we've got that both in Kiernan and Stengel now.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing. Yeah, not sure in terms of like injury updates. Not sure what the situation with Mel Lawley is. She obviously didn't play at the weekend again. Whether she'll be involved in the squad on Sunday, we don't know.
Looked like she was back in training, so maybe on the bench.
Yeah, maybe the bench, maybe. No signs of Rihanna Dean yet either. And obviously then Riley Foster's still in the same position. I'm trying to think who else is out injured or was out injured. I can't. My mind's gone blank from what the
I think
list we have.
Matthews is still out for a few months.
Jazz Matthews is still out for a couple of weeks, and then obviously Kerry Holland was the other one who was coming back from COVID. So slowly getting the band back together.
Yes.
But yeah, fingers crossed coming to the end of the season that we have a fully fit squad to get us over the line. But yeah, that's everything on this week's agenda. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Like I said earlier on, check out the post-match stuff from Sunday with Leighanne Robe and Matt Beard, and we'll have more for you on Sunday after Liverpool play Coventry. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.